Have you ever had that fleeting thought, what if you could just vanish, slip away from everything you know, and begin again? Imagine walking out of your life, leaving behind the expectations, the criticism, the unrelenting noise, and starting somewhere new, somewhere anonymous. It's a fantasy for many, especially when life feels unbearable under the weight of constant scrutiny. For most people, it's just that, a passing thought. But for Amber Heard, it became reality. In a world where her every move was examined, criticized, and broadcast, she made a bold decision. She chose to disappear and reclaim her life on her own terms, far from the headlines and courtroom chaos that had consumed her existence. Amber's story is now widely known, and not for reasons any actor would wish. The trial between her and Johnny Depp wasn't just a legal matter, it was a cultural phenomenon. What began as a defamation suit quickly spiraled into an international media circus, drawing in spectators from every corner of the world. The court proceedings were streamed, dissected, and memed to oblivion. It wasn't simply about justice, it was about narratives, reputations, and public spectacle. Amber found herself vilified in a very public, very relentless way. Whether people supported her or not, there's no denying that the aftermath of the trial was brutal, particularly for her. In the months that followed, Amber struggled to step outside without being recognized or judged. Her identity was reduced to a character in a courtroom drama. The usual Hollywood fame that once offered her glamour and opportunity had turned into a relentless spotlight, harsh, invasive, and unforgiving. Rather than remain in that pressure cooker, she made a decision that caught many by surprise. She left the United States, not for a luxury retreat or some high-profile vacation, but to start a completely new life, in Spain. And not just anywhere in Spain. Amber chose a quiet, unassuming town, far removed from the glitz of Madrid or the tourist-heavy beaches of Barcelona. She found sanctuary in a slower-paced community where privacy is valued and celebrity holds far less currency. Locals occasionally recognize her, but there's a mutual respect for personal space. Here, Amber can walk her daughter to the park, sit down for a morning coffee at a modest cafe, or browse at a local market without the swarm of cameras she once knew too well. This town isn't the kind of place where Hollywood gossip dominates conversations. Life moves at a slower rhythm here, one shaped by tradition, close-knit neighborhoods, and a deeply ingrained appreciation for simplicity. Streets are narrow and winding, lined with whitewashed homes, terracotta roofs, and blooming flower boxes. It's the kind of setting where neighbors wave hello each morning, where the shopkeeper at the bakery knows your order by heart, and where time feels just a little less rushed. For someone like Amber, who spent years being pursued by tabloids, this kind of anonymity is not just refreshing, it's life-saving. It's not a complete escape from attention, of course. Occasionally, a curious tourist or a local teen with a smartphone may notice her. But the difference is stark. There are no paparazzi hiding in bushes or media vans parked outside her home. There's no aggressive questioning or sensationalist flashbulbs interrupting a walk with her daughter. The people in this town may be aware of her past, but they don't treat her like a spectacle. They offer something rare in the world she came from, dignity through distance. Amber has reportedly embraced local customs with enthusiasm. She's been spotted participating in local festivals and cultural events. Not as a celebrity making a cameo, but as a resident blending in. Witnesses describe her dressed modestly, often in sunglasses and casual wear, chatting quietly in basic Spanish with store clerks or greeting neighbors with a nod and smile. She's said to frequent a small, family-run cafe where she orders coffee and sometimes stays for breakfast, often with a notebook in hand, scribbling thoughts or reading quietly. It's a scene that would be unremarkable in any other context, but for someone once caught in the white-hot spotlight of public controversy, it's profoundly symbolic. In the local markets, Amber is seen picking out produce or buying fresh bread just like anyone else. She carries her own bags, exchanges polite small talk with vendors, and never makes a show of herself. It's not about playing humble, it's about actually living that way. And for many who observe her, there's a quiet strength in how deliberately she's chosen to live. It's not performative. It's about stability, grounding herself in the rituals of everyday life. These small acts, the morning cafe visits, the walks with her daughter, the chats with grocers, are acts of reclamation. Each one, a reminder that life can be normal again, even after everything. It's clear that Amber has crafted a life here that revolves around peace, routine, and motherhood. Locals describe her as kind but reserved, warm but private. She doesn't attend glitzy parties or seek out elite expat communities. Her focus seems firmly on her daughter and on constructing a quiet existence that's sustainable, away from the chaos that once defined her life. For Amber, this town in Spain is not a retreat, it's a reinvention. A place not to hide, but to heal. Those who've seen her say she looks at peace, more like a regular mom than a controversial celebrity. Her daughter is often by her side, laughing, playing, and enjoying a childhood free from flashing bulbs and shouting reporters. Amber herself has been quietly integrating into this new life. She's taken up Spanish lessons, not just for convenience, but out of genuine respect and intention to immerse herself in the local culture. She uses a pseudonym when introducing herself to strangers, not for deception, but for a clean slate, a small but significant shield from the weight of her past. This isn't just about relocation. It's reinvention, personal, emotional, and psychological. Some might say she's running away. But more accurately, she's running toward something: peace, stability, and a better life for her daughter. After enduring an avalanche of public shame, Amber chose something radical: silence, simplicity, and healing. She stepped away not just from Hollywood but from a version of herself that the world wouldn't let her escape. Despite all the talk, not all the rumors are true. While some speculated that she was broke or exiled from the entertainment industry, sources close to her say that's far from the whole story. Amber hasn't turned her back on acting. She's been quietly connected to smaller indie projects, roles that don't require red carpets or press junkets, but that still allow her to work on her craft. It's a deliberate shift. A reset. She's no longer chasing fame or media attention. She's rebuilding her narrative from the ground up, choosing projects that reflect who she is now, not who the world decided she was. This kind of personal and professional pivot isn't uncommon in Hollywood. When the tide turns against a public figure, retreat becomes a survival mechanism. There's a long history of actors and artists who vanished from the spotlight only to return with renewed purpose and energy. For Amber, Spain is that in-between chapter, the breath before the next act. It's a space where she's reclaiming not just her reputation, but her sense of self. And it's not easy. Living abroad brings challenges: cultural adjustments, legal red tape, homesickness. Motherhood adds another layer of complexity. Raising a child in a foreign country, away from extended family and old friends, requires a resilience that doesn't make headlines. But according to those in her inner circle, Amber is embracing it all. She's working hard to ensure her daughter grows up bilingual, surrounded by art, nature, and normalcy, a gift few children of celebrities ever receive. This approach to reinvention, quiet, measured, and away from the public eye, is powerful. It's easy to forget that public figures are human, too. That they bleed, grieve, and yearn for the same peace we all do. Amber's journey is as much about motherhood and self-preservation as it is about image. She's taken control in the only way she could. By removing herself from the toxic cycle and investing in a life that nurtures rather than destroys. There are critics, of course. There always are. Some see her move as an evasion of accountability. Others question her sincerity or accuse her of playing a long game of image rehabilitation. But healing isn't linear. It isn't always neat. And it almost never satisfies everyone watching from the sidelines. What matters is the choice to move forward, to build again, even when the world expects you to stay broken. Amber Heard's story, no matter where you stand on the issues, offers a larger commentary on fame, forgiveness, and the right to start over. It prompts us to consider how we judge public figures, how we treat those caught in controversy, and whether we leave space for redemption. Her decision to begin anew in Spain isn't just about avoiding headlines, it's about writing new ones, for herself, and on her own terms. And maybe that's something we can all relate to in some way. The desire to escape, to begin again, to find a place where we're seen not as a sum of our worst moments, but as whole, complex people capable of change. Amber's journey is still unfolding, and where it leads remains uncertain. But for now, she's chosen peace. And sometimes, that's the bravest move of all. What about you? Would you have the courage to leave everything behind and start from scratch in a place where no one knows your name? Do you think healing like this is possible under the weight of global judgment? We want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and tell us what you think about Amber's path. And if this resonated with you, be sure to check out our video exploring how Johnny Depp is navigating life after the trial. The link is on the screen now. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next story that goes beyond the headlines. Because in a world so quick to cancel, it's the stories of survival and reinvention that truly matter. Thanks for watching.